So every Oliver's Mount race weekend, not only do we have the racing, but we also have private parades as well. These guys and girls just behind me here have paid to do a few laps themselves around the world famous Oliver's Mount. Now, the bikes that they're going to be racing can be a range of anything from the motorbikes that might just be in their garage, a classic bike that's never been let loose, or even those modern motorcycles straight out of the showroom as well, as we see them about to head off in a few moments' time for that private parade here at Oliver's Mount. So I'm here with Oliver's Mount's very own Andy Hayes. Andy, you've just been out on the private parade. How was it there, and especially in these conditions as well?
It was interesting in these conditions. I'm sure a few of the members of the public, spectators that are going out in these conditions, I'm sure they were a little bit nervous, but we all got through it, so it went really well.
Good stuff, and it's all part of the Barry Sheene weekend as well. And I mean, just talk us through what a weekend this is for everybody, because it's slightly different than normal, because there's a real kind of family atmosphere at the moment.
Yeah, so Barry Sheene weekend is really a look back to yesteryear. You know, we've got Steve Parrish, we've got Ian Simpson, we've got Trevor Nation here. Some of the legends from years gone by. We've got the RG500 that Barry Sheene last won the 1984 Gold Cup on. It was also his, if you like, his MotoGP bike or the equivalent thereof. So we've got lots for people to see. We've got a chat show this evening as well that people are going to really enjoy, I think. And it's really, you know, we do still have all the modern racing as well, but modern racing is not just the only focus for this weekend. For this weekend, it's a bit more chilled out, a bit more relaxed, a bit more time in the programme for parades and as we've just seen, spectators going out and actually riding their own bikes around the closed circuit with full marshal medical cover in place and so on. So it's really different from the full-on normal race weekends that we have.
A bit more chilled out, like Barry himself, some would say, yeah. In some cases.
Yeah, I guess so. Obviously I wasn't lucky enough to know Barry myself, but obviously he's a legend of UK motorsport. And yeah, he looked like he played hard, he raced hard, he lived hard, lived fast, and yeah, he was just such a legend, and such a legend of Oliver's Mount as well.
And of course, this was his favourite circuit, but why was it? I mean, you're a man that knows this circuit inside out. What makes this completely different to anywhere else?
Well, first of all, it's a road race, isn't it? So it's a road race. It's the only road race we've got in the whole of England and Scotland. You know, we've got a lot going on in the Isle of Man in Ireland, but at home, this is it. This is the road race. So it's great for that, and it's just a unique circuit with bags of character. It's got heritage all the way back to 1946. And I think it's just something that the fans love because they can get 3 feet away from the bikes as they're coming past at 160 miles an hour. And it's one that the riders love because, you know, I mean, I think back to when I first raced here, it just feels a little bit naughty to ride your race bike on a normal road, you know?
Yeah, you really feel the heat of the bikes as they just zoom past. And of course, you're doing loads of work behind the scenes to really bring Oliver's Mount from yesteryear to this year in a way.
Yeah, obviously Oliver's Mount has had to move with the times a bit. We as a public venue, we've really got to focus on kind of modern day crowd safety expectations, that kind of thing. So we've had to bring it up to speed on that front. But we've also had to stabilise the boat a bit because people probably know that the place was in jeopardy of maybe closing down for a few years there. And I think this year really marks a return for us. It marks a turning point where we've got a full calendar for the first time since 2017. And what we really need to do now is, now that we're established again, putting 4 main race weekends a year on, we need to really start building up now. We need to start getting the big name riders back, getting the crowds back, and really kind of showing that yeah, we're through the tough time, and from next year onwards, it's upwards and onwards.
Good stuff. And Andy, you briefly mentioned there the word safety, and that's one thing that's really struck me this weekend. You've got marshals in abundance around the track.
Yeah, we have so many marshals here. It takes so many marshals to make this run, and it's not just the marshals that you see around the track. It's race officials, it's people behind the scenes doing all the public event type stuff as well. Honestly, I think I worked out the other day that to make this place tick, it needs about 250 people a day here doing it. And so many people put the time and effort in most cases for no pay at all. I mean, we might feed them a little bit, but that's about it. So they do it for the love of the place and the love of racing, and it just blows me away how much time people put into this place. And it's not just what you see on the weekend. There's been people here that are typically marshals, but others as well. There's been people here for 3, 4, 5 days in the lead up to this event, and there'll be people here for 2 or 3 days after the event packing everything away as well. So it's much more than what you just see on the race weekends as well.
There's a real community atmosphere here at Oliver's Mount.
It is, yeah, it's great. Yeah, like I say, it takes about 250 people to make that tick, but that's on any given weekend. There might be a cast of about 500 people that come to one event, they might come to another event, they might not come to another. So yeah, you've probably got 500 people that can probably say, I helped to make Oliver's Mount happen. But then, not forgetting all the spectators as well. Without the spectators paying to keep this place alive, it wouldn't survive. So they play such a big role as well.
And this is a thing, anyone who's maybe new to motorbikes, maybe new to this industry, new to this community, this family as well, who have never even heard of Oliver's Mount, what would you say to them? Why should they come here?
It's England's only road race. It's been going since 1946, and you can get 3 feet from the bike. So it's all the things I've said already. But it's also the things that, you know, we're trying to build up the nighttime entertainment as well. We have live music on Friday night, we have live music on Saturday night. A fairly new thing we've started this year is to have rider chat shows, star rider chat shows starting after the racing on Saturday. And honestly, the vibe in the beer tent on a Friday, Saturday night is amazing, and it's hopefully as much about that as it is watching the racing. It's about kind of creating that sort of festival family atmosphere as well.
And it's always a brilliant atmosphere, no matter the weather as well.
Yeah, funny you say that, because yeah, it's we're certainly getting a taste of Yorkshire's weather. I can't believe it's July at the moment. So, but you know, it's great to see that there's still so many people here coming to spectate and support it, even in this weather. And I went in the beer tent last night and it was full. I'm sure it'll be full tonight as well when we've got the chat show on and the music on tonight, and it's just a great place to be. I just wish it was a bit sunnier.
Well, Andy, I'll let you get out of the rain. Thank you so much for your time. Very much appreciated, and we'll speak to you soon. Cheers, Andy. So, day 2 then of the Barry Sheene weekend here at Oliver's Mount. Road racing unlike any other motorsport in the world. So, Tyler, welcome to Oliver's Mount. But I mean, you come here all the time, right?
Yeah, just when not races are on.
Sure. I mean, well, it's the only road racing circuit in England, so you can come here pretty much whenever you want, right?
Yeah, it's a nice track to race around on a lovely day.
So talk us through then, when you're watching these bikes zoom past, I mean, you're so close to it, you can literally feel the heat of the bikes against you, right?
Yeah, it's like an eruption, how fast they're going past everyone. It's pretty cool.
I bet it's pretty cool. So for anyone who's maybe not been to Oliver's Mount before, they don't even know about Oliver's Mount, what would you say to them to say, like, look, you got to come here, and here's why?
You get to see all the nice bikes. Some of them you get to sit on, like them bikes there. You get to like take pictures with riders and get autographs. It's just worth a weekend away. It's so fun. You get to meet like new people, new friends and things. So it's a lovely experience.
As with any Oliver's Mount weekend, the entertainment continues off the track and into the evening as well, here in the beer tent for a chat show like no other. 4 former legends all discussing their careers. Barry Sheene himself competing with him and against him in the form of Steve Parish, Trevor Nation, Ian Simpson and David Dearden. So we're here at the Barry Sheene weekend, Oliver's Mount, and one of the main sponsors of Oliver's Mount and the events throughout the year is Phil and the guys from Sorry Mate. Now, I mean, Oliver's Mount, there's no race circuit like it really, is there?
No, it's incredible. I mean, it's the last of the road racing circuits in the UK. I mean, I'm the business development manager for Sorry Mate. Been doing this now, the company's been running for over 17 years, and our ethos is about the biking industry. And to be a part of Oliver's Mount and to be allowed to sponsor them and to look after the marshals and everything like that, it's a great privilege. Honestly, it's a privilege to actually be doing this.
And that's amazing, looking after the marshals, because that's just a crucial part of any event that happens here.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot race. None of these races can be on the track without marshals. So to keep the marshals in the right safety gear, the fire suits, and be, so they can actually help bikers when it happens, and it does happen on race circuits, so make sure we can all enjoy the racing experience.
A much needed service here at Oliver's Mount, but also, Sorry Mate, a much needed service throughout the biking industry.
Yeah, I mean, The Sorry Mate brand, obviously, we're motorcycle solicitors. We're there to look after bikers. I mean, we've been, as we said prior, we're 17 years doing this, and it's the knowledge and experience and understanding of what happens when a motorcycle cyclist goes down, how we look after them through that journey, and getting them back to where they need to be after the event of the accident.
And that's the key, isn't it? It's the understanding and the knowledge. This isn't just your average insurance company whacking a claim. I'm not really sure what you're on about. I don't really know about motorcycles. You know all the ins and outs and can give all the detail to the nth degree.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when a motorcyclist goes down, there's so many different parts of that journey. It's not just about the motorcyclist, it's about his family, her family, how they're going to pay the mortgage, do they need an interim payment, everything. There's a lot of things which have to go to make sure they can get back to where they need. And it can be from just a small injury to a broken wrist to paraplegic level. So there's a lot of different journeys that has to go through. So we're proud that we can actually take them through that and get them back to where they need at the end of this journey.
And Phil, you're not just talking the talk here, you're walking the walk as well, because you are all bikers yourselves. So you know what you're talking about and you know these journeys inside out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every one of our members of our staff are bikers. So, you know, if you talk to the female riders or solicitors and you say you've been low-sided, high-sided, the front end's tucked, hit diesel, potholes, mud on the road, whatever the scenario is, they all understand the terminology. A biker will approach them with this knowledge. So even to the barristers will have an understanding because we only use barristers who've got the knowledge of bikers as well.
I know one of the key cornerstones of Sorry Mate is the element of actually caring and actually going through these journeys, as you say, with the biker, with the rider. And that's really important at the end of the day.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect example of this sign here. I mean, 25% of our clients transfer their claims to us because they know we do a better job. So they can trust that we can do a better job than most of the other solicitors, and that's just a proof of it.
Well, this is it. I think the key is bikers first and lawyers second in a way.
Yeah, born bikers learn to be lawyers. That's the terminology we use. Yeah, I mean, you know, we're all born and we all end up growing into different scenarios in life, but we all love bikes. So to be a part of the biking world, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're on the racetrack to the road to anything. You know, we get it. We love the feeling of looking after them. So
Phil, I mean, if I've seen this interview and I'm being convinced, how can I get in contact with you?
Yeah, it's dead simple. I mean, on obviously our sheets.
Got to get the leaflet in. Got to get the leaflet in.
There's our Sorry Mate leaflet. It's obviously got the telephone number there, email address. Just jump online, look for Sorry Mate. You'll come straight to us. Just jump on, open it up, and there you go, straight to us.
Bish bash bosh, it's all done.
There you go.
Nice one, Phil. Thanks for that, mate. And you have a great weekend. Cheers. Whenever you join us here at Oliver's Mount, no matter the weather, we'll make sure to look after you with a whole host of food and drink to keep you full and energised throughout the whole weekend. So we've escaped the rain, made it inside to the beer tent, and in just a few moments' time on that very stage, 4 motorsports legends will be hosting their very own chat show. Let's see what they got to say.
Trevor Nation, you are the only person I've ever known, and I think probably the only person in the world that has ever got a street bike from a showroom, ridden it down to the bottom end of Spain, I believe, and went out and raced in, would that have been Formula 750? What class was that then, Trevor? What was it called, the series? Was it World Superbikes, wasn't it?
Yeah. F1, yeah.
F1 World Superbikes, or F1.
Yeah.
So you went to Oxford Products, I believe. You got a brand new road bike out, put some panniers on it. This is because he was bored, I believe, and wanted something to do. Put some panniers on it, put in your sandwiches that your mum might have made or whatever, spare pair of pants, and rode it down to, was it Jerez? I can't remember where it was.
No, it was Villarreal that we rode it.
Villarreal.
And then across to Barcelona. So I did 2 races on it. You know, I had an RG 500 at the time, which was a bit problematic, and sort of got the ump ready. And I just said to Alec, look, can I just borrow your bike and go and do these world World races, and well, yeah, but he actually thought I was going to get the ferry down to Santander, but I'd missed that one, so we had to just ride. Yeah, and
when you say we, you mean you?
Oh well, yeah, me and the bike. Yeah,
right. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. I thought you got someone on the back at the moment.
No, not at all. No.
Most importantly, now you're here now in charge of Supermoto, and you've got a demonstration here tomorrow, right?
Yeah, that's right, Steve. We're I think Peter Hillaby brought Supermoto here in 2004. They had a Supermoto meeting here, and I've always wanted to bring Supermoto back to Oliver's Mount. It's a place that I enjoyed racing round. I had some good results here, I've had some bad results here, but I've always enjoyed it. My dad rode here in '56 on a Moto Guzzi Gambologino and raced round here. So there's a huge event in Belgium called Mete, Superbiker at Mete, and I've got, before I finish my career, I want to build Oliver's Mount up to be like the Mete of Britain and get international racing here.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And try and bring in the excitement that Supermoto, that hopefully people will come on the 26th, 27th of August, come along. You're going to be like Mete, you're going to be able to reach over the barriers virtually and touch the bikes as they come past. They're going to be backing in. We're going to have 5 off-road sections, urban jumps. It's going to be a real festival of speed, and I think everybody's going to be pretty impressed when they see what we put on.
Okay, that'd be absolutely brilliant. We really look forward to that. So Ian, going back to you, I know, but in your opinion, what's so special about Oliver's Mount? What makes it the place that we like to come and race at? Because a lot of people wouldn't race at somewhere like the TT, and Barry Sheene was a good example of that, but he absolutely adored coming to Oliver's Mount. There is something rather special and unique, isn't there?
Yeah, it's great fun to ride round, and it's so good to spectate because you can get so close to the bikes. You know, if you go to Silverstone or something, you're half a mile away from the bikes, you can't see anything.
Sure.
You get a good atmosphere here.
And the jumps?
Aye, everybody loves a wheelie, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. Well, it's more on a wheelie, isn't it? Because sometimes you're not sure how it's going to land, but that's probably the part that makes it so exciting. She said, you are coming in now, you can come in, but I want the pilot of that helicopter to come immediately to my office. He's in big trouble. So I'm now thinking, oh shit, we're not going to get to Scarborough, they're going to impound the helicopter and we'll get banned and this, that and the other and everything else. So we land right by the fuel station at Humberside Airport, and this would be, well, it's 20, 30 years ago, 25 years ago. Land by the fuel bowsers, and Barry says, Stavros, fill it up to the top, and it took like 400 litres or something. I'll go and sort this old bat out in the air traffic control. So it took me, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes to fill this thing up. I go up the steps, and there were some wooden steps up to the control tower where our lady air traffic controller is. By the time I get to the top of the steps and open the door, Barry is signing her left tit. I mean, I have never known anyone be able to get away with so much in so many ways. Not only is he signing her left breast, we get 10% off the fuel. It was unfriggin' believable.
So a slightly delayed start to day 2 here at Oliver's Mount. There's a little bit of fog around the top of the circuit. So in a few moments' time, this instant car to the side of me will be heading out around the circuit to make sure everything is all clear and safe to go ahead, with safety being the paramount concern here at Oliver's Mount. So as you can see behind me here, incredibly foggy conditions at the moment at Oliver's Mount. The heavy rain has let off slightly, however, those safety marshals still doing all they can to prepare the track to hopefully see some action here later this afternoon. That's it then from a very wet Barry Sheene weekend here at Oliver's Mount. We have seen action from sidecars, modern and classic bikes as well, alongside hearing from some of the legends with the off-track entertainment too. And we'll do it all again August bank holiday weekend for Supermoto.